Tony looked at me and he said, "I'm going bankrupt in the slowest way possible." The amount you charge for services should have nothing to do with what your competitors are charging. You need to charge enough to cover your actual expenses and to show a modest profit. Tony's problem was he had only a casual understanding of what his actual out-of-pocket costs were for each service call. What are your actual costs? Well, they vary by market. Your technician's salary and benefits need to be figured in. They're a legitimate expense. So is depreciation and insurance on your service vehicle. The cost of gasoline is a factor. Fuel efficiency is a factor. And the distance to the home that you're servicing is a factor. Even the average cost per lead that you're spending to get that opportunity is a factor. I gave Tony the spreadsheet that I'm now giving you. Download it to calculate your own actual expenses. And then let's look at 3 hypothetical examples using typical small, medium, and large cities. In Laramie, Wyoming, the average HVACR tech earns $24.90 per hour. Vehicle insurance runs $820 per year, gas is $2.56 per gallon, and you're paying as much as $131 per lead. Distance to the customer's home? Let's call it 7 miles. Under those conditions, your actual out-of-pocket costs are $19.58. Add the technician's salary and benefits, and this service call costs you $150.58. Now, $150.58 is your break-even. To stay in business, you need to show a profit as well. In this example, I'm using 28% as the expected margin. To make that 28% happen, you'll need to charge the homeowner $192.74. Can you get by charging less? You could, but I wouldn't. Granted, most HVACR contractors make the bulk of their revenue from system replacement, but there's no need to run your service department as a loss leader. The rest of your overhead comes out of this per-trip margin. That's office rent, it's staff, it's taxes, it's capital expenditures, it's marketing. No, $192.74 seems to be about the right amount. Oh, the speedometer illustration I made here, I made it just for the video. It's not going to magically come popping out of the spreadsheet. Kind of cool, though, isn't it? Now, how does that compare to Bakersfield, California? Well, in this example and the next one, I'm going to keep the cost of the service vehicle and the margin constant. Let's look at the rest of the variables. The biggest difference in Bakersfield is the cost of gasoline. The tech's hourly salary has risen slightly to $25.76. The annual vehicle insurance has slightly increased to $890, and the cost per lead is up to $185. But the price of gas has increased more than $1 a gallon to $3.76. And we're going to assume the average travel distance in Bakersfield is 12 miles. So break even for this case is $222.06. With our projected 28% markup, the homeowner is going to need to pay $284.23 for this service call. In Charlotte, North Carolina, gas is less, but it's a bigger community, and you'd expect all the other costs to be proportionally up, and they are. Assuming 19 miles between your shop and the homeowner, break even on this call is $259.66. To show a modest profit, you're going to have to charge $332.36. Download the spreadsheet. Plug in your own numbers. You'll very quickly figure that the most profitable calls are the ones closest to the shop. That's because your out-of-pocket expenses are less closer to the shop. Be sure to set a limit on how far you're willing to travel. And if you use flat rate pricing, price it at the average distance that your technicians travel to the homeowner. If any of this is confusing, I invite you to phone us here at HVAC Mastermind. We love talking about this stuff. Okay, here are your next steps. 1, download the expense profit calculator. 2, fill in your actual out-of-pocket costs. 3, determine the profit you're going to require. And 4, use the tool to calculate your pricing. Remember, profitable contractors are happy contractors. If you finish those calculations but you're not sure how to implement your new pricing, call HVAC Mastermind at 317-207-0028. This is HVAC Mastermind. I'm Chuck McKay.